Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw a dragon. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the front part of the body. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a coin, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. To the left, draw another circle as a guide for the back portion of the body. Use the 4 marks method to draw this circle too. Draw this circle slightly smaller than the first circle. The farther apart you draw the circles, the longer the dragon's body will be. On the far right side, draw another circle as a guide for the head. Use the 4 marks method to draw this circle as well. This circle should be about half the size of the first circle. Don't place the head circle too close to the body circles or the neck will be too short. To the right of the head circle, make a small mark for the first part of the muzzle. Now connect the small mark to the head using a couple of lines to finish the guide for the muzzle. The shape of the muzzle is basically a small arc on its side. Connect the head circle to the first circle using 2 long lines to create the guide for the neck. The shape of the neck should be wide on the left side and then it should gradually get thinner toward the right. Curve the line at the bottom more than the line at the top. Connect the circles in the middle using 2 long lines to finish the guide for the torso. These 2 lines should slope down slightly on the right side. Starting at the top of the circle on the left, draw a long wavy line for the first part of the guide for the tail. Curve this line downward and then on the left side, curve it back up again. Below that, draw another long wavy line to finish the guide for the tail. The tail should be about the same length as the torso and the neck combined. On the left side of the first circle, draw a small angled line as a guide for the arm. This line should be similar to a less than sign. On the bottom, draw a shorter curved line as a guide for the hand. Under the circle on the left, draw a couple more short angled lines as guides for the hind leg. The guide for the hind leg should be similar to 2 check marks. On top of the first circle, draw a long angled line for the first part of the guide for the wing. Bend the line in the middle to indicate a joint. At the top, draw a long curved horizontal line for the top part of the wing. The longer you make this line, the bigger the wing will be. In the middle, draw an even longer line to complete the guide for the wing. The middle line should slope downward on the left side and almost touch the tail. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head circle, near the right edge, lightly sketch a small oval for the eye. When you get the size and position of the eye right, draw a short line at the top for the brow. The line for the brow should be similar to an upside down check mark. Darken the eye but make the shape more angular. The shape of the eye should be similar to a small triangle. Above the eye, draw 3 small pointy lines for the spikes on the thick brow. Use the arc on the right as a guide to draw the top part of the muzzle. First, draw a short line that curves downward to the right of the muzzle. Then angle the line back to the left to create the pointy tip of the muzzle. Continue to draw the line toward the left to create the mouth. Draw the line farther to the left than the eye and make it wavy. Sketch lightly at first, and when you get the shapes right, darken the lines. The tip of the muzzle should be pointy like an eagle's beak. At the top, draw a very small angled line for the nostril. Darken the top part of the initial arc to finish the top of the muzzle. On the top edge of the guides, above the first eye, draw 3 short pointy lines for the spiky brow on the other side of the head. Darken the top edge of the initial circle for the top part of the head. Inside the muzzle, near the top, draw a couple more short lines for the other nostril. On top of the head, draw a long line that curves to the left for the first horn. Curve this line to the left and then slightly upward. Add another wavy line at the bottom for the lower edge of the horn. The longer you make these lines, the bigger the horn will be. The tip of the horn should be thin and pointy and the bottom should be wide. At the top, draw a similar shape for the horn that's on the other side. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake, and only darken the lines when you get the shapes right. The lower edge of this horn will be hidden behind the first horn and the head. Darken the lower edges of the initial guides to complete the shape of the jaw. On the left side of the jaw, draw a small triangular shape for an extra horn. Place the base of this horn on the edge of the initial circle. Now use the angled line under the first circle as a guide to draw the arm. First, lightly sketch the shape of the arm around the guideline. Make the top part of the arm wide and then gradually make it thinner toward the bottom. Curve the bottom part of the shape to the left to create the hand. Make the left side of the hand thin and pointy for the finger and claw. When you get the shape of the arm right, darken the lines. Use wavy lines as you darken the shape for the muscle structure. Make the right side of the arm wide and round for the shoulder. The top part of the arm should overlap the forearm in the middle. Make the bottom shape thin and pointy for the finger and claw. Above that, draw a couple more thin pointy shapes for the other claws. Now use the angled lines on the left as guides to draw the hind leg. Just like before, first lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guidelines. The top part of the leg should be wide and it should gradually get thinner toward the bottom. Curve the lines in the middle to indicate the top part of the leg overlapping the foot at the bottom. When you get the shape of the leg and foot right, darken the lines. Make the foot at the bottom long and thin. Make the middle part of the shape pointy for the knee joint. On the left side, draw a couple of small pointy shapes that curve backward for the toes and claws. Now use the lines at the top as guides to draw the wing. Darken the line in the middle but make it a bit more angular. Darken the line at the top too, but make it more straight. On the top right side, draw a couple of short curved lines to create a claw-like joint on the wing. Make the claw thin and curve the pointy tip downward. Now darken the angled line below. To the left, draw another long angled line to make the shape thicker. Draw a couple of short lines at the bottom for the wrinkles at the base of the wing. Draw two curved lines on the left side to close off the shape for the top part of the wing. Curve the middle of these lines slightly to the right. Add a sloping line in the middle of the shape for extra detail. Under the top part of the wing, draw a couple of curved lines toward the body for the base and lower edge of the wing. Draw a couple of sloping lines inside the shape for extra detail. Draw a curved vertical line to the right of the joint to finish the shape of the wing. Use the lines and shapes at the bottom as guides to draw the rest of the body. Simply darken the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. Don't overlap the arm, the leg, or the wing as you darken the shape of the body. Inside the body, close to the bottom edge, draw a line for the separation of the scales. Follow the shape of the body as you draw this line. Don't overlap the arm or the leg as you draw this line. Under the body, to the right of the arm, draw a small shape for the hand that's on the other side. Most of this hand will be hidden behind the body, so only draw the bottom section and a couple of small fingers pointing to the left. To the right of the leg, draw a couple of short angled lines for the visible part of the leg that's on the other side of the body. Use the first leg as a template to draw these shapes. Inside the thin section at the bottom of the body, draw a series of vertical lines for the scales. Separate these lines evenly and don't draw them too close together. Don't overlap the arm and leg that are on this side of the body as you draw these lines. On the tip of the tail, draw a small triangular shape. This shape should be similar to an arrowhead. Draw a series of small triangular shapes along the top edge of the body for the spines on the back. Draw the spines in the middle of the body bigger than the spines on the neck and tail. To the right of the wing, lightly sketch the wing that's on the other side of the body. The line for this wing should curve to the right and then angle back to the left. Use the first wing as a template to draw this wing. When you get the shape of the wing right, darken the lines. On the right side, draw a small shape that points downward for the claw on the wing. Make the claw on the wing thin and pointy. To the left, draw a couple of curved horizontal lines for the lower edge of the wing. Draw the bottom edge of this wing close to the top edge of the body. Draw a couple of short curved lines inside the shape for extra detail. Now go over the final lines with a pen, a marker, or any other type of permanent ink. The next few steps are sped up so that the video won't be too long. Take your time and be careful when you ink your drawing to avoid any accidents. Don't ink the initial guidelines, only the final drawing. When the ink dries, erase all of the guidelines. And now color your drawing. Dragons are mythical creatures, so you can color your drawing any way you'd like. For a winged dragon like this one, use different shades of blue all over the body. Color the main part of the wings and body regular blue and the underside of the wings and body light blue. Use dark blue for the spines, claws, and horns. Add some shadows throughout the body using dark blue too. Shadows will give the body more volume and help the figure look more three-dimensional. If you'd like, you can use dark blue to add a pattern on the body like stripes or spots. Draw a few squiggly lines on the underside of the wing for veins. And that's it for the dragon. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment. Also subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.